that bhakti is above and beyond Karm, Gyan and Ashtang Yog. The Vedas talk about a path of karma, another of Gyan, another of Bhakti, another of Ashtang Yog. Sage Narada has written one of the most important texts in regard to the path of Bhakti Yog. So he says out here, this Bhakti that I am describing is above and beyond the other means, which is Karm, Gyan and Ashtang. Now you may say that, he is just liking his own path. But really, there is a science behind it which we will try to understand. What is this karma? Karma does not refer to working in the office or cooking at home. The word karma in the Vedas has come for the ritualistic practices and ceremonies. So the rituals described in the Vedas are extremely elaborate. And if you wish to do them, you must fulfill the rules and regulations. And there are 6 such conditions to the karma. Deshe kale upayena dravyam shraddha samanvitam patre pradiyate yattat sakalam dharma lakshanam. The scriptures say, Desh, Kal, Padarth, Karta, Mantra, Karma. Shadbhis sampadyate dharmasteti durlabhatarah kalau. The scriptures say, when all these are fulfilled, you will get the fruit of karma. That means the place where you are doing it must be pure. The time must be appropriate. The material used must be pure. The person who is doing the yajna must be pure. The person who has arranged must have the pure intention. And the mantras used must be perfect. Like, for example, you have heard Yajurvedi Brahmins reciting mantras. Tachakshur deva hitam purasta chukramucharata pashyema sharadah shatam jivema sharadah shatam pravravama sharadah shatam shatamadina syama sharadah shatam bhuyascha sharadah shatata. Now while saying these mantras, they indicate with their hands and they lift and lower the scales. What is it that they are doing? Is it just an interest of theirs? No. To each syllable of each mantra of the yajna ceremony, a scale has been attached that needs to be enunciated and indicated with the hands. But the condition is, there must be not a difference of even one scale, or you will not get the fruit. Just like if a huge Airbus, one wire has come off, the plane does not fly. You may say such a huge machine has been grounded because of one wire. That is how it is. So in the ritualistic section, the Vedas are very strict. Why? Because they want to dissuade us from that side. The fruit of these rituals is materialistic. Swarga kamo yajet. Perform the rituals and achieve material benefit. So the Vedas say, look, if you are insistent, go ahead. But we will make it difficult for you. That is why even Dashrath Maharaj, during the Ramayana, when he wished to do a Putra Kameshti Yagya, there was only one Brahman on the whole planet Earth who was able to execute it properly. Vashishji did not do it. He said, I am not competent. Shringi Rishihi Vasishta Bulava Putra Kam Shubha Yagya Karava. So these rituals or karma kand are extremely stringent. And if you do them properly, what is the fruit? Not God realization, but materialistic benefit. In other words, you dig a mountain and find a molehill. That is why Lord Krishna, who is the source of all the Vedas, in the Bhagavad Gita, he is dissuading us from going towards the rituals. He says, Arjun, Yamimam pushpitam vacham pravadantya vipaschitaha vedavadarataha partha nanyadastiti vadinaha. Don't get attracted by the flowery language of the Vedas that promise you material rewards. Understand that they are temporary and they will all be snatched away. Maximum you will get from karma kand is swarg. Swarga kamo yajet. But even the attainment of the celestial abodes will be temporary. Swargahu swalpa anta dukhadai. So this is the path of karma kand. Yet, 4/5 of the Vedic mantras are related to karma kand. 80,000 out of 1 lakh Ved mantras are related to the karma section. You will say, when that is not the goal, then why so elaborate descriptions? Because the Vedas are realistic. They know that majority of humankind is not interested in God realization. Most people want materialistic benefits. So rather than letting them become frivolous, they say, all right, at least remain under the shelter of the Vedas. Today you don't want God, but you have faith in the Vedas. Tomorrow you may rise further and say, what was the use of all this? Let me choose a higher goal. Now come to the second path, the path of Gyan Yog. The goal out here is by intellectual analysis to understand I am not the body, I am not the mind, I am not the intellect, and Swarupe Vasthanam, to become situated in the self. Not in theory. We all know in theory, I am the soul. Who doesn't know that? But in realization. Which means all these designations we have, I am a Gujarati, Marwadi, Sindhi, Bengali, Punjabi, Indian, American, all the designations of the body, to cut them all away. I am the pure soul by realization. So in the path of Gyan, the endeavor is to stop the thinking process and finally allow the mind to reach the state of nirvikalp samadhi, no thinking. Like a stone does not think, the same manner. But what many people don't realize is that merely by self-knowledge, liberation will not happen. Liberation requires knowledge of God. The Shvetashvatar Upanishad of the Yajurved says, Tameva veditva timrityumeti nanyah pantha vidyate yanaya. Only by knowledge of God will you be able to cross over the ocean of life and death. There is no other means. So the path of Gyan needs bhakti for its completion. When the Jnani engages in bhakti, he draws the grace of God. And through the grace of God, he is able to know God and then reach the ultimate goal. That is why in the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says, Mat prasadadavapnoti shashvatam padamavyayam. Arjun, Parampad, the final salvation, will not happen by your effort. It will be my prasad or my grace. So Gyan needs bhakti for its completion. The third is Ashtang. In this Ashtang Yog, Maharshi Patanjali has built bhakti inside. Because he says, Ishvara pranidhanat samadhi siddhi. You will only reach samadhi when you surrender to God. In other words, every path has the prerequisite of bhakti. And if you remove bhakti, what happens? Yoga, kuyoga, Jnana agyanu, jaha nahi ram prema paradhanu. Where love for God is not included, that is not yog, it is kuyog. And it is not Gyan, it is agyan or ignorance. So the first point is bhakti is necessary in every path. But here Devarshi Narad states that bhakti or devotion is above and beyond all the others.